Hi guys, I'm Brendan.
I'm Wendy.
Hi, I'm Cooper.
I'm Demi.
Yeah, hey, I'm Max.
Hi, I'm Toby and we're the Roberts family.
Yep, we're here from the Mount, but we're heading back to Mexico again very shortly in the middle of March.
I had a dream 5 years ago. I woke up and wrote it all down and dated it because I knew it was different, and I'd never done that with a dream before.
No.
When I woke up, I was like, I wonder what country that was in. My direction, I couldn't feel what direction was in. I felt like I'd been turned around in my dream. So that was random. So I just wrote it all down. That was 5 years before. But then fast forward, we arrive in Tijuana.
And so we're there and we were overlooking the ocean. The Pacific Ocean is where the base was. And so for the first couple of weeks, both Wendy and I would say to each other, just feels odd. We feel sort of back to front or facing the wrong way. And Wendy had sort of said, well, the only other time she'd felt that was in her dream. And so, but what we discovered was that the sun's setting over the Pacific, where we were there in Tijuana, whereas here at the Mount, the sun's always rising over the Pacific. And they're in the northern hemisphere, whereas we're in the southern hemisphere. And so it just felt back to front, a little bit around the wrong way.
6 weeks later, I had my second dream that I woke up and wrote it down, and this felt like a crazy dream. It was so detailed, and I'm not used to dreams like this. In my dream, it said, the missionary retreat and YWAM base will be between 50 and 55 minutes from Cabo.
So we had no expectation or plans to head to Cabo at all. None at all. It's like, we're staying here in Tijuana, it's not gonna be a problem. But then obviously, COVID hit. And so COVID, pretty much shut the world down, including Mexico. And our plan to do a DTS, a discipleship training school at the Tijuana base, was postponed and then cancelled in April because of COVID. So we made a bit of a plan and some inquiries, and we then headed off down the Baja Peninsula. So did the 20-hour drive to head to another YWAM base called Mazatlan, a city called Mazatlan. And so we did.
So while we were going there, so we said, well, there was a 3-week delay because again, the course got postponed because of COVID. So we decided, let's grab a tent on Amazon and go tenting around the bottom of the Baja, because everyone said it's a fun place to go. Yeah. So we did that, and we camped on the beaches, and the kids surfed, and we had a lovely time exploring. Went to this, it's like a camping ground, cool hostel place. And so we stayed there 3 nights and just looked around, and then we were packing up. It was our final night. Our final day rather. We were heading off to start our course. And so I just went and thanked the owner of the camping ground because we'd had such a great time. Yeah. And we'd found out he was a real estate agent, and we hadn't seen him much because he was out and about. Just as a parting comment, said, actually you need to keep an eye out for a hotel that we can buy for missionaries to come to. And he was like, I've got a hotel for sale. And so I was like, we're leaving in an hour, we've got to catch our overnight ferry. Yeah. But he's like, I can meet you in half an hour. So we're like, okay, pack up quick kids, let's go. Just as we walked into the courtyard part, I looked around and I just started hitting Brendan subtly so the agent couldn't see how excited I was. But I was saying, babe, it's from my dream. Everything I could see was the same as my dream 5 years ago. So even an open air downstairs kitchen, it kind of sounds random, but it's great. And then there's a 2-story white Spanish building. Yep. And if you look kind of down the roadway, you can see the waves just in the distance. Right there. And it's on the Pacific coast where we just feel turned around. So it was just every single detail was there.
Including the red bougainvillea.
The red creeping bougainvillea across the front. And so I was kind of lost for words because nothing like that's ever happened to me. So we thanked them and left and got in the car, and then I said to Toby, Toby, can you just put it in your phone how far it is to Cabo from here? Because in my dream it said between 50 and 55 minutes. And he pops it in his phone and he goes, Mum, it's 53 minutes.
53 minutes.
And I was like, okay, what do I do with that? I was like, babe, you know, we found the place that's going to be the missionary retreat.
God is always prompting us. God is always talking to us. And I experienced it just this week at home here, and we had someone around, and I felt just a little prompting. I should pray for them. I think that just doing that one step, like when he's saying, and the Bible says that your word is a lamp to my feet, and a lamp only shows a couple of steps. It's not a big spotlight or a light bar on top of the ute. It's actually just going to show a couple of steps ahead. And so if we, just that one extra step, just do one thing, then God will reveal the next thing. And so for us, that one step was a big one because it was across the Pacific to Mexico. But, the next step was to pursue DTS, do some study, drive down the Baja Peninsula. And so God is, I think, just constantly speaking to us if we would tune our ears and our eyes to Him and just do that next step. Yeah.
I agree, yeah.
Gracias por escuchar.
Thanks for watching.
Nos vamos.
Thanks for listening to our journey. Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, great. And we'll see you real soon when the airplanes are flying again in Mexico.